Hello friends, thank you for joining me today for episode 146. I'm Kathy Roats, and today we're going to think differently about anxiety. Interesting topic, isn't it? I had a thought about a year ago that anxiety might be good for us. It's been pondering in my head for over a year, and I've just been kind of paying attention to things. What do you think? What do you think about this idea that anxiety might be good for us? By definition, anxiety is a feeling of worry or nervousness or uneasiness. It's typically about an event or something we're uncertain of. I mean, by definition, it's not like I'm looking for more of that, right? But anxiety or anxiousness really is a common term these days. It's used a lot. It's observed often within people, within themselves. Well, I read an article this past week, and I heard Dr. Daniel Amen talk about anxiety. So in this article that I read, what they said was the purpose for anxiety, what it is that these feelings or symptoms are a part of kind of our innate way of dealing with stress. It's known as the fight or flight response. Anxiety is meant to protect us from danger and allow us to react faster for emergencies. Dr. Amen went on to say that when we have low anxiety, it actually hurts our brain. Low anxiety hurts our brain. Well, high anxiety can also hurt our brain, right? Well, when we're not anxious enough, we're not making good decisions. It goes back to that article that I read as well. Anxiety is there to keep us on alert, to help us handle stress. I think of things like a lazy, rainy Sunday. That was our day yesterday. or even a vacation on the beach. When we're in that low anxiety state, we're not always making the best decisions. Give me another drink, or let's take another nap, or let's not be productive today. Daniel Amen says that the don't worry, be happy type of people, they actually die earliest from accidents and preventable illnesses. They make poor decisions about their activities and their health. Okay, there's a little definition, there's a little research that I've done, but let's talk about this, right? First of all, too much anxiety, it can lead to health problems. It can really throw us over the edge. And I've definitely been there in times of my life. We have to find a better balance when we are hitting too much anxiety. Well, not enough anxiety is another option, or maybe create a little anxiety. I almost like the third option the best because I feel like I have a little more control when I'm creating the anxiety, right? I remember feeling this opportunity one time when I was trying a new chai tea mix. I was feeling a little anxious. I was feeling a little nervous. I was with my dad, and my dad recommended it. And I don't like coffee. I don't like coffee. And I thought, I don't want to pay for a chai tea latte and not like it, especially if it has that coffee taste to it. But I trusted my dad. I allowed him to create that anxiety within me, and now I'm like totally addicted. I love it, right? Other things that I've been in control of to create some anxiety. Traveling creates anxiety. Hikes out west. Last summer we went out west and we were taking hikes. We went to Glacier National Park, and there are bear and moose that don't really like humans. They're on the same paths as we are. So, it created a little bit of anxiety. We chose it. I remember also a few years ago when I was taking walks on different paths in Sweden. I was in Stockholm, Sweden area, and they have beautiful, beautiful paths to walk on. And I remember walking through a neighborhood, and then at the end of the neighborhood was this distinct path, but it was into the forest or into the tree-covered area. I didn't know where I was going, right? I didn't know what was in there. I didn't know where it came out, and my heart was racing. I felt myself constantly like turning around and watching behind me, trying to watch all angles because I didn't know what to expect. On one of the paths, it turned out to be this beautiful area with ferns everywhere, and they were really low to the ground. So it was this green, plush, layer. It was gorgeous. And then there was a pond that I was able to sit by and just enjoy that peaceful sound and the birds and the sounds. You know, that's something else too, is when I was creating this anxious moment, all of my senses were heightened. I could hear everything, well, everything that I thought, just the sounds, the birds, the rustling. I was listening for everything. I was looking around and noticing things that I've never seen before. Creating this healthy anxiety, it can do a few things for us. You know, first of all, it teaches our mind how to handle stress. We need to fight through it. We need to flight, we need to leave, or we need to freeze. We're just in a safe environment. You know, we're never good the first time. So we don't want to teach our minds how to handle stress under threatening situations. We want to teach our minds how to handle stress when it's a non-life-threatening situation, so that we're ready for those tougher challenges. You know, the second thing that this does is it challenges us and it sparks creativity. When I was traveling alone to Papua New Guinea and Australia last December, it was stressful. Yeah, did I have a little anxiety when I had a 9-hour layover in New Zealand? Well, yeah, now granted I wasn't leaving the airport, but it was still a whole different country. Did I feel anxious walking the streets of Brisbane, Australia alone? Yeah, but I found creative options. I found creative solutions. While I was in New Zealand, I found a wonderful lounge. Now, I would never really seek out a lounge normally. Normally, it's because I don't stay in airports that long. I had to pay for access, and there's a difference in their money versus ours, but when I quickly did the translation, it was $68 American dollars. Oh, that was so worth it. I had private bathrooms, showers, outlets, you know, tables to sit at, food, unlimited food. There were less people, there was less noise. I remember when I left the lounge and I walked out into the common area, and just that echoiness of an airport, I thought, wow, it was so nice being in that lounge. I'm so glad I investigated it. I'm so glad I checked it out and I took a chance. You know, the third thing that creating anxiety does for us also is it gets us places that we wouldn't normally go. My friend Sherry and I went hiking last summer here in the Iowa area. It's called the Mines of Spain. And there's some bluffs and it's just so much beauty overlooking the Mississippi River. Well, we found this trail with a little bit of a climb to it. We had her dog Bo with us. A little bit of a climb, meaning, yeah, we had to like grab tree roots to climb up. I have a video of it, so you know, check that out from a year or two ago. We got into some situations that really we had no business being in. We did have to climb, but we weren't prepared. We didn't have the right equipment. We didn't have the right muscles. Was there anxiety and stress? Oh yeah. And you know what we ended up doing? Turning around. We turned around, well, partly because the further we climbed, there was like another person up above us. And he was giving us a lay of the land a little bit, but the fact that there was a stranger, that kind of freaked us out. And then hearing the lay of the land freaked us out. So we used our brains and we made a smart decision. We turned around. Some carefree people may have continued to conquer the cliff. I know when I was younger, and I know when I talk to younger people, they're like, we're gonna figure this out, we're gonna climb the cliff. That's not where we needed to be. We made a good decision that day, and we turned back and we went back to level ground. Now, we're still adventurous and we're still gonna hike new locations this summer, but now we know that route isn't for us. I read an article today by Dr. Robert Rome, and he told a story about tadpoles. You know, the little fishies that turn into frogs? Well, his daughter got some tadpoles to watch grow through the summer with her kids, but the pet store owner said you got to put a rock in the middle of the aquarium because the tadpoles need something to challenge them. So they're going to swim around for a few days, but then they're going to get curious and they're going to climb the rock. Their frog legs don't get strong unless they have something to climb on. So with this obstacle in their way, they're going to grow into strong frogs. If they don't have an obstacle, they won't grow into frogs. We all need some obstacles. We all need some big rocks in our life to grow strong. Growing our muscles strong, whether it's our physical muscles or our brain muscles. We need this anxiety in our world to figure out how to deal with stress and also to figure out where our balance really is. So I encourage you not to wish for an easy life. Don't wish for that don't worry, be happy type of opportunity. Don't wish for life on the beach all the time. Create for yourself an adventure today that takes you out of your normal safe space. Maybe it's still sitting in your chair by your computer. Maybe it's a new piece of software. Maybe it's something still within a level of safety zones. But create something that challenges you. Embrace some stress. Think of it as a time to grow. I can't wait to hear about all of the growth that you're choosing, all of the anxiety that you're creating for yourself. I can't wait to hear your stories, so please definitely share. I hope that this idea has challenged you a little bit. Challenge your thinking, challenge your habits, because it's going to make you more efficient and fully empowered, fully confident. Be great today, my friends. I'll see you next time.